So today we have the March to End Homelessness in Santa Cruz County. And so sponsored by Food Not Bombs, Huff, and the Santa Cruz Homeless Union. And it's the theme is nothing about us without us. And in the past 3 years, the Housing Matters and the Homeless Industrial Complex of Santa Cruz have been sponsoring the March to End Homelessness in Santa Cruz County without any input really from homeless people, and really all about with no demands, and about just basically getting money for the Homeless Industrial Complex. You know, I was at the founding meeting, Zoom meeting, to plan the first March to End Homelessness in Santa Cruz County that was sponsored by Housing Matters. And at one point, they gave us the information about the budget. I think it was $50,000 up. Yeah, it was $50,000 up to $75,000. And then there were some reports that it cost $65,000 to hold that march. So, but it had no. I was the only person on the Zoom call that had ever been homeless. And I also asked if the march would have some demands, because there were several Senate bills in the State Assembly and the State Senate that would really drastically hurt the homeless. But they said, no, we won't be having any demands, and we're going to have this march, and it's going to cost somewhere between $50,000 and $75,000. So then they've held it every year, and we realized they're going to do it again this year. And we wanted to make a point that actually there are issues that we can make demands about, and our demands are stop the sweeps, open the day services, and do an audit of the homeless industrial complex.
End the terror of the homeless on the street. Stop the sweeps. Open the day services.
People living outside always wonder, there'll be these announcements of $2 million from Jeff Bezos for Housing Matters, and then they shut the River Street shelter down a month later. So where is all this money going to? So we decided we get a jump on their march, and we would hold it. We're somewhat hoping that by doing that they don't hold their march, and they use that $65,000 to actually help homeless people with homeless services. So that's our goal. And hopefully that $65,000 could go to opening the day services. And we would really like it if Housing Matters in the city would stop sweeping Coral Street, because we are spending between $500 to $1,000 a month on replacing the tents, sleeping bags, and tarps that are thrown away during the twice weekly sweeps. Well, that's why we're holding this march. There's at least 5,000 homeless people in the county, maybe more. Now the point in time count is making it at about 1,500, I believe. But we were able to take together all of the homeless services and the number of people that are being served, like through like the hot meal food stamp program and all these other things, and we were able to compile a number which is at least 5,000 homeless people. I would say that it is going to expand dramatically because of the war, which is going to be causing like huge amount of social disruption, and we already seen the stock markets and things like that collapsing, gas prices going up, and unemployment going up. So could be a Great Depression level catastrophe as a direct result of the war, and therefore there would end up being many, many more people needing food from groups like Food Not Bombs, and many, many more people facing the criminalization that the county and the city and the state and the Trump administration are forcing on the homeless community.
So today we're doing a protest to stop the sweeps, to ask the city and county to recognize that sweeps are harmful to people. They don't serve a purpose. They just rip people's survival gear away from them and put them at further harm. And so what we'd really like to see is housing and services, and for people to stop being hurt. Housing Matters participates in conjunction with the police department, and we have a large encampment on Coral Street, and they're being swept weekly. They're using what's called the Encampment Resolution Fund to fund a lot of this, and the spirit of that was in part to go for housing. And what's happening is that the money is being used to just throw people's stuff away on a weekly basis, and that includes everything: identifications, medications. People have lost, cremated remains of family members. They throw everything away, and it's sad and it's destructive. So the Santa Cruz Homeless Union is part of the National Union of the Homeless, and we work together to fight against these harmful policies, ordinances that cities and counties propose and pass in order to, again, further harm people. What we really need is housing services, mental health services, substance abuse services, but most importantly, the root cause of homelessness is the high cost of housing. And so if we ignore that fact and we just keep criminalizing people, we are not solving the problem.
It's a cancer. Homelessness is a cancer of the America, United States, and it's eating away at us slowly, and we're gonna die.
So kindness matters. You can do things on your own. You can provide for people. You can keep an eye on these ordinances. We have a weekly Santa Cruz Homeless Union meeting located at the Red Church on Wednesdays at 3:30 p.m. We have a Facebook group called Santa Cruz County Homeless Advocates / Santa Cruz Homeless Union, and we post a lot of things on there to keep an eye on. You can call me directly too if you'd like. My number is 831-431-7766.